Saturday Q&A. Hope everyone's having a great weekend so far, or whatever day of the week it is for you. Wearing an LL Bean insulated flannel because it's actually raining in Los Angeles today, so a little bit chillier than normal. Link is already in the office. What's up, buddy boy? And let's turn some comments on. Yeah, let's see who shows up. Let's pop those comments out. Where's everybody at today? We gotta do our weekly check-ins. Let's see. We got Sakari, certified T3 bot. Lord Elgin, certified T3 bot. Matt Summers, certified T3 bot, saying, "What up, John?" to the moderator, that fellow there. Chi-Town, California, certified T3 bot, says, "Goodman." Let's close this window so that we only have the comments up here. Let's see, where's everyone checking in from? Tony P says, "Que paso, Jory?" Rainy LA. It is. It is gloomy out today, but you know what? I kind of like that. It's a very rare occasion that we get rain here in Los Angeles, so I feel like we need it. Johan Sigfridsson from Sweden. We got Steve Papa from Chicago. Wheatzer's Woodshop from Oak Harbor, Washington. Uncle Reed says, "Good morning, nephew." What up, Uncle? We got Big Z from San Fran. Now, San Fran's very different than LA. San Fran is always foggy. We have Gazmend from Switzerland. We have Raven Skyler, very, very cool, from Manchester, England. Isaac from Alaska. Whoa, what you doing over there, Alaska? William from Warsaw, Poland. Very, very cool. Matt Summers, certified T3 bot with the super chat, a very early super chat. Thank you so much for the super chats are not necessary, but we really do appreciate them. And when I say we, I don't mean just like me and all my personalities. I mean Gato, Dallin, who does the thumbnails once in a while, and of course the office manager, Link. Matt Summers says, "Just wanted to pop in and say, hey, gotta check back to work. Have a blessed rainy day, Jory." Thank you, Matt, so much for hanging out. And maybe you can pop in and say hello to the rest of us during the recorded part of this, because everyone say hello in the comment section to the people catching the live streams on the replay. Believe it or not, a whole bunch of people watch the recaps during the replay. So for whomever couldn't join us today during the live, what's up? We're all saying hello to you. We love you as well. All right, we got some people from San Diego. We have the Finger Lakes in New York. We got a bunch of people from, actually a few people from Vegas. We got LK from Canada. Hey, gonna eat some poutine. All right, guys, let's get into some questions. They don't have to be watch related. They often are, but they don't have to be. We talk about food. We talk about cars. We talk about the weather. Whatever you so choose, the world is your oyster. Let's get into the live stream. May Contain Bleach with the super chat says, "Hello, Jory. Hope you're having a good day." Thank you so much, May Contain Bleach. Just curious about your thoughts on the Patek Nautilus 5711 being discontinued. Well, the whole watch world freaked out about this, didn't they? There were a whole bunch of memes about people outside of Patek Philippe's being like, "Please, any 5711, sir? May I have another? May I have some more?" Let's take a look. So, this is the Nautilus lover's Nautilus, okay? This is pretty much what you think of when you think Patek Philippe Nautilus, blue dial, with the... I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Kind of industrial case, sleek, with the integrated bracelet. It's the whole archetype that we've seen a million times for the last 2 years. But this is the case that you think of. This is the dial that you think of when you think Patek Philippe Nautilus. Now, I have been seeing pictures of people freaking out about a titanium no date variant. I think that one's cooler. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you guys. Can I tell you something? Let me know if I can be honest with you. Bleach, you're the one with the super chat. You can tell me. Can I be honest with you guys? This is going to be the most controversial statement. If someone wants to record this and use it against me later, you can. But what I'm about to say is going to be very controversial. I'm going to have a sip of my... this is English breakfast, actually. Decaf English breakfast, because I'm already crazy this morning. So let me have some English breakfast. This one's for all my UK viewers. Give a round of applause to everyone in the UK watching. Whole bunch of UK viewers. Okay. Yeah, I took a sip of the truth serum. If it were the 5711, okay, or this titanium no date, get the no date, because here's the controversial statement. The Patek Philippe Nautilus with its non-border date wheel looks cheap. It looks cheap. It looks like it should be from a micro brand. I hate it. I hate the date wheel on the Nautilus. I've always hated the date wheel on the Nautilus. It looks bad. It looks like an afterthought. It doesn't look like it should be there. So that's, I'm sorry, that's what I think. Good riddance is what I think about the Patek Philippe 5711 being discontinued. And that's people are going to be upset that I said that. The Patek Philippe Nautilus looks cheap with the date complication, but find one with a no date, and then that's what it is. All right. We have K-Pocket and Groove says, hi, Time Teller from Mexico. What's going on, Mexico? Wasteland Viking says, love your channel and content. You're the reason I got my Citizen Lefty Pro Master. Heck yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Left hand, baby. Us lefties out here, man. Thank you so much for the super chat, Wasteland Viking. So I've never purchased a left-hand drive model, but I've been going back and forth. Like, if I were to get a Pelagos, would I get the left-hand version? But yes, us lefties don't have many left-hand dedicated watches to choose from, but I'm very, very content wearing my right-hand versions, which would be made for the left hand on my right wrist. Kind of confusing, but the watch wearers out there know what I'm talking about. I wear right-hand watches on my right wrist, even though right-hand watches are meant for righties. And, okay, hold on. William from Bakersfield, California. Okay, Taco asks, thoughts on the new Cartier Tank Americain? Oh, we gotta do a wristwatch check soon. Let me tell you, so the Cartier Tank Americain, I love it. I absolutely love it. I think it's a gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous Cartier. One of my favorite iterations of the Cartier Tank. Takes up a bit more real estate than your normal tank, because of course it's an elongated, actually, curvature of the case. Very classic design, beautiful. Here's my issue, all right, and this goes back to 2017 when the Cartier Tank Americain was first reintroduced in 3 metals, I think, 3 materials. I've complained about this on my channel. I went to the Cartier boutique at the South Coast Plaza, so shout out to all my Orange County people. And they had a few, and I was looking at them. Believe it or not, I was thinking about buying some, buying one, buying a few, no, buying one. And then I started looking at Cartier prices, and I realized that what they ask is not what they tend to sell for later. And so then I realized that there's no point in buying a Cartier new. That's right, you heard it here, folks. Do not go to a Cartier boutique and buy a watch new. Wait and be happy with the second-hand depreciation. Don't be the first one to take a hit, because believe it or not, Cartiers tank. See what I did there? They tank on the second-hand market. So don't be the first one to take the hit. Be happy with a depreciated price. Jordan with the, what am I trying to say? Certified T3 bot. Oh my gosh. He says, question, my wife disappears every full moon and then is always scrubbing her hands and weeping. Not again. Not again. Jordan, don't come in here, Jordan. Oh my god, I'm gonna get fired. Thoughts on the Timex Q? So the Timex Q is a very fun iteration of a watch that we've kind of seen before. GMT bezel, kind of like Pepsi, but it's not a GMT. So just because it's a Pepsi, don't assume that it's a GMT. Very much, it's a hair puller of a bracelet, I'm going to be perfectly honest. I've worn the first time the Timex Q was reissued, I didn't wear that Batman iteration. I wore the Pepsi. And the bracelet's a bit of a hair puller. So if you have hairy wrists like myself, so Jordan, I actually might be a werewolf as well, then you might not like the bracelet that comes on the Timex Q. I'm going to be perfectly honest. So I've never had issues with oyster bracelets. I've never had issues with Jubilees even. Have never really pulled my hair, but for some reason the Timex Q bracelet, yeah, no good for my hairy wrists. We're past 100 viewers, so let's go ahead and do a bit of a wristwatch check, yes? Oh. First, let me take a sip of English breakfast decaf. Truth serum, baby. All right, I am wearing a G-Shock DW6600, the original variant, with a wrist candy watch club. They're not allowed to say NATO because that's trademarked elsewhere. So they call it a nylon, but between you and me, it's a NATO strap. Special thanks to Wrist Candy Watch Club for being a sponsor of the channel. Really do appreciate it. And the thing I love about them is they intermittently give me codes for you guys, we had a code running up until the new year. I'm going to see if I can get a new code for 2021. But yeah, hopefully some of you guys took advantage. But I am wearing probably my favorite G-Shock of all time. I'm going to be honest. And I don't have the 6900 Neo Tokyo with me, but that's been my current favorite G-Shock recently, is the 6900, because it's essentially the 6600. And don't worry, guys, I didn't miss your super chats. There's a whole bunch of super chats that I'm trying to get to. So let's knock these down right now. Edwin Carrasquillo says 30-second hot take on the Seiko SPB1. Let me type this in, guys, so that I can have it in front of me. SPB143. All right, I already know what this is, but let's take a look. All right. So 30-second hot take. These are what I call the neutral divers. A lot of people have been referring this to just the neutral diver from Seiko because, well, it's a very neutral diver. What do we mean by that? It is pretty inoffensive, right? 3 o'clock crown, nothing very out there, 3 o'clock date. It's a 3-hander. So everyone has been saying, well, this is pretty neutral from Seiko. It doesn't even have the very Seiko 4 o'clock crown. There's one of these, well, actually 2 of these that I think are the true standouts. And this is, I'm going to get the, okay, so my first favorite is the SPB147. All right, the SPB147 has almost like a tropical dial. It's a brown dial with actually with like gold tone hardware. So the handset is gold, the index borders are gold, and the markers on the bezel are like patinated. So that's actually my favorite out of this whole lineup. Now guys, these are kind of, has the whole 62 MAS aesthetic. But the SPB 147 is my favorite out of the bunch. And then the next one that I think is probably the favorite out of the populace is the SPB 149. The SPB 149 has the kind of almost gold yellow second hand with like a, what color blue is that? I'm very bad with colors. It's almost like a midnight blue dial. That's also my favorite. 200-meter water resistance rating. I think these are actually being released not with Hardlex. I think they're actually being released with Sapphire, believe it or not. But don't worry, it does use Seiko's proprietary Lumibright. So if I were to get one, it would either be the blue dial SPB 149, but probably it would be the SPB 147. So that's my hot take. I actually dig them. I like them. But I'm going to be honest, 4 o'clock crown Seikos are always better than 3 o'clock crown Seikos. Seamus Delaney says, I love your channel from Ireland. Seamus, I think I could tell you're Irish with your name, Seamus Delaney. Says, I'm thinking about getting a do-it-all watch for around $500. I've recently found the Orient Star Outdoor. Any ideas? Well, I think Orient has crushed it with the Defender series and the Orient Star Outdoor. I've only seen one once in the wild. Let me take a look. I've only seen one once in the wild. I really dig it because you're getting a power reserve at the 12 o'clock, but there's one specific one that I really like. Okay. Seamus, if you're paying attention, this is the reference number that I really like, okay? Now, forgive me, I just texted it in the chat. Orient's reference numbers are miserable, but it's reference number REAU0206B. This one has kind of almost like a granite looking textured dial with patinated indexes and a black coated case. I love that watch. Really, really badass. Take a look at that one, Seamus. But yeah, I think I don't know if that's what I would consider like it's not truly versatile because I don't know if you could dress that watch up easily. I think an alpinist is probably easier to dress up than that, but this is very, very unique. I think it's totally badass, and it's an Orient, so, I mean, can you really go wrong? All right, we have some more super chats. Lord Elgin says, super chat just cuz. Well, thank you so much, Lord Elgin. You freaking rock, bro. Thank you. Sakari with the super chat says, what are your thoughts on the SBBN 043 tuna with Sapphire? And I'm wearing an Omega Planet Ocean today. Well, the Omega Planet Ocean is badass. SBBN 043 with Sapphire, that's fine. It's cool. I'm much more of a fan of the SBBN 031. I think that is the tuna I think of when I think Seiko tuna. The bezel pip covered with a little bit of Hardlex is just, I don't know. That's my thing. I'm obsessed with that watch. The only other tuna I would ever get would be a spring drive. Let me read. Nightmare Man also gave me a super chat. Thank you so much, bro, but I didn't see a question associated with it. So I'd love to answer your question, but thank you so much for the support, bro. Navneet Krishnan says, hi, T3, your choice of 2 Rolex reference numbers for the same price. The 2020 date just reference 126200 blue dial, or the 2008 date just reference 116234 white gold. The 116234 white gold. Period. No questions asked, period. And if you go smooth bezel, you're questionable, in my opinion. Always go fluted bezel with these newer date justs. If it's a newer date, just smooth, please, 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 fluted bezel. We have more questions. Reading comments, guys. Jordan show. Okay, with the super chat, another great super chat from Jordan. Question. So the small crack in the wall behind my bed has been making a lot of sense with what it whispers to me lately. What's your thoughts on me feeling guilty about having watches I never wear? That's such a great question. So, I think just listen. Just listen to the voices, guys. Don't fight against it. Resistance? No. No resistance, guys. Just give in to the voices in your head. Usually my voices are telling me to spend money on watches, and I'm doing just fine. But your thoughts on feeling guilty about having watches I never wear. So this is actually something I have dealt with in the past, but very rarely. I have like a white mustache hair that's catching more light than the other mustache hairs. So I'm kind of self-conscious about that. Let's just forget about that. Okay. I only keep what I wear. Jordan. I'm speaking to Jordan right now. I only keep in my collection what I wear. There's only one watch, and I told this to that fellow there when he asked me during one of the members chats. Guys, if you want to join the channel membership, please do so. We do weekly chats where we get to talk, and it's a whole lot of fun. But I got asked this by one of my moderators a couple weeks ago. There's only one watch in my collection that I don't wear, and it's my great-grandfather's Elgin that has been in my family for like over half a century. Okay. Like well over half a century. Like since probably the 30s. And so it was in service for about 6 months. My dad was going through some of his things, like some of my dad's own things, like in his office, and in this random drawer in one of his desk drawers, he found his grandfather's Elgin, which is my great-grandfather's Elgin. And so I sent it in for service, and like for 6 months it took them to source the parts for it. And so it's still like fairly fragile, and it's obviously still very important to me. So that's one watch that, because of the sentimental value, I don't really wear it. But Jordan, I think that you should strive to only keep in your collection what you will wear. Unless there are those like, sentimental reasons why you want to like cherish it. But my Vacheron from 1945, my Bubbleback 2940 from 1940, my yellow gold Reverso. I don't baby my watches. I wear all of them. The only watch that I can honestly say I baby is that Elgin. So there was one watch that I really didn't wear, and it was that Hamilton Jazzmaster Open Heart. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. But I found myself not wearing it that much, and then I sold it. So, because there are some watches that you can love, but then when you get it on your own wrist, you realize that it's not for you. That's fine. Alvaro from Spain, what's going on? España. Jordan is calling Lord Elgin a nerd in the super chats. Heck yeah, I agree. Recommendation for a first chronograph, not a speedy. Go ahead and get yourself a Timex Expedition Field chronograph. I've reviewed that watch and I absolutely love it. You heard it here, guys. No smooth bezel. If it's a modern date just, no smooth bezel. If it's a modern date just, no smooth bezel. Lee Bishop's here. Crazy Welshman. No, Jordan, I know what you mean. He's saying, I'm not worrying about what will happen to them, more like some just never get wrist time. But that's what I'm saying, Jordan. I'm saying that unless it's a watch that you're like cherishing because of sentimental reason, if you don't wear them, then probably get rid of them. Because that will save some, that will free up some funds for you to get something you really do want to wear. That's my advice. Don't hold on to watches you don't wear. And Amber Clad is here. What's going on, Amber? Juan says, with the super chat, thank you so much, says, greetings, Time Teller. I'm undecided between a Tag Heuer Aqua Racer and the Longines Hydro Conquest Ceramic. The second I read Tag Heuer, I already knew I would tell you to get the other one, so we're going to go ahead and just focus on the Longines Hydro Conquest Ceramic. Get that one. I think that they have one in a really cool olive drab color. Olive drab is like one of my favorite colors. I think it's just a really fun, understated way of wearing kind of a muted green tone. So just get the Hydro Conquest. That olive drab is like, it's amazing. I would personally wear that watch for sure. I think that watch is more handsome than the Rolex Hulk. That gross money green versus the olive drab. Ooh, chef's kiss. Flying E keeps typing my name Jordy. My name's Jory. It's 4 letters, Jory. It's at the beginning of every one of my episodes, guys, on screen. Jory. Jordy? Jordy? No. Is Crater worth the high price? Yes. 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 Sven, your opinion on Eterna. So, like, these vintage Eternamatics are amazing. Okay, they have some high, like, I've had some high beat Eternamatics at my shop, and they're so badass. Eterna was a heavy hitter. For the longest time, but they're one of these watchmakers that's just kind of fallen by the wayside. What's your favorite watch brands? You know what, guys? Let's do a little experiment. How well do you guys know me? What is the Time Teller, or I should say, what are the Time Teller's favorite brands? I want to see you, top 5, list them in the comment section. Let's see how well you guys know them. Top 5 in the comment section. Let's do a little experiment. Let's see who the dedicated viewers are. No, I'm saying list the top 5, like, in one comment. And by the way, for those asking, my coffee is much better this week because I'm not drinking coffee. I'm drinking English breakfast. Jordan says Boulder. I know there's going to be a genius out there that's like, Hublot, Tag Heuer, Richard Mille, the Seiko 5KX. Oh, yep. Chi-Town, California just did it. AP, Hublot, Invicta, Ulysses Nardin, and Tag Heuer. Nope. Reed got it. Uncle Reed. Kind of not fair, because he's my uncle. Oh, wait. So did Sakari. Sakari, 1138, and Uncle Reed both got it. JLC, Rolex, Seiko, Vacheron, and Cartier. Bada bing, bada boom. I love them. Rolex and Seiko I kind of love to hate recently, though. It's kind of a struggle. But, yeah. Diesel. Oh, wait. Juan has a super chat. Thanks for your advice. Why Tag Heuer is so hated? Well, Juan, I have, like, multiple episodes. One of my moderators, can you please link the episode why Tag Heuer will never be a respected watch company or watchmaker. Can you, can one of my moderators please post that? Why Tag Heuer will never be a respected watchmaker. I actually made an episode for you in 2021. Diesel 419 says, Jory, I have a vintage Whitnauer diver without its original bracelet. Do you know of a place to try to find one? Potentially eBay, believe it or not. Sometimes on Chrono24 they post parts, but not always. You're gonna have to just Google it, dude. You can try sending my store an email with some information about your watch, and I can try to help you. But I don't know which diver you have, and I don't know the lug width. So yeah. That fellow there has a link to the episode Why Tag Heuer Will Never Be a Respected Watchmaker. If you click that link, you can check it out. Reading more comments. I had Breguet over Cartier. Breguet is cool, but I like Cartier more than Breguet. Gotta be perfectly honest about that. Tim Capper with the super chat says, thanks for your review. I'm about to pull the trigger and buy a khaki field automatic 38mm. I think, man, if Hamilton just got their stuff together and gave the khaki field watches a threaded crown, like, what is so difficult? Why can't they just do that? If they did that, it would be on my wrist 24/7. So frustrating. Leonid, what is the vintage watch you're struggling to snatch, or the one you struggled the most to get? A vintage watch that I struggled the most to snatch, or the one I'm struggling to snatch, or the one I struggled most to get? It's a very, very good question. Probably my Grand Seiko J14070. So I spent a lot of time looking for one. I purchased it, and then serendipitously, coincidentally, whatever you want to say, I purchased it, and then like a month later, the rest of the watch world found out about that watch. And this was like I think right at the beginning of my channel, I'm pretty sure. So it's not like I pumped the market. It's not like I told everybody about this watch, but somehow right after I pulled the trigger, the market just skyrocketed, and they went up like over 5K. Like over 5K the price, like on top of the price. So yeah, I think that took a lot of work to find, and it was just coincidental that I got one right at the perfect time. You know what's funny? The same thing happened with my Explorer 2. I purchased an Explorer 2 16570 in October of 2018. The week after I got it, it jumped up over $1,500, and then now, it's over. It's like $3,500 more than what I paid for mine. So it's, yeah. Sometimes you get lucky. It happened to me twice. So sometimes you get lucky. But as you guys know, I don't buy my watches as an investment. So, yeah, because I'm not looking to ever sell either of those. But yeah. What do you recommend for a good beginner watch? Deb Raymond. Well, do I have the whole plethora playlist of videos for you. Moderators, please, will you link Deb Raymond to my huge ultimate playlist of watches for new collectors. That's right. You can literally binge watch a dedicated playlist for the new watch collector. It doesn't matter if you've never had a watch. It doesn't matter if you're already into your collection. This playlist, I think, will help you learn the most about watches in general. It'll help you learn about what you like about watches. If you just click that link, go to my playlists. Hopefully one of my moderators will link a link for you, excuse me, to that playlist, and you can see a whole bunch about beginner watches, what different things about watches means, all of that. Ooh, George Stavkovsky, the Cartier Monopoussoir. So the Monopoussoir, or the Monopusher, is one of my absolute favorite Cartiers. Here's why. They had 5 different watchmakers work on that movement, the most recent iteration of it. I think you can get it in white gold, or is it platinum? You can get it in a white precious metal, I know that. It's an insane watch. The Cartier Tortue Monopoussoir. F.P. Journe helped develop that movement. It's just an insane watch. The modern one, I absolutely love it. Or the vintage one. But, yeah, great watch. One of my favorite Cartiers of all time. Someone asked me, oh, Mike Kalustian's here, Certified Teeth About. What's going on, brother? Frank says, love your channel. Greetings from Hungary. Thank you so much, bro. There's a great question that I read. Devo says, get an Elgin Swissonic. Well, you know what? There's a really cool Elgin, a very rare Elgin available at the Time Teller shop. Let me do a little bit of work and link it to you guys. Really rare, quick set date. Check that out. Available at the Time Teller shop right now. Mikola says, congrats on 150,000, mate. Have you seen the Seiko SUS watches? Let's take a look. The reissue. The return of the Seiko SUS. Yeah, it's these field watches that are kind of competing with the Hamilton. It's a Japanese hack watch, essentially. These came out, these were reissued in 2019, I think. But, yeah, 100 meter water resistance rating, but again, the crown is push-pull. So, really cool watches. They kind of are like an elevated Seiko SNK 809, kind of. It's like an elevated SNK series field watch. But they've never been on my radar as far as something that I want to wear personally. But really cool, and I don't think that... I think even if you stack them against a Hamilton khaki field watch, they probably both have the same downfalls, which is the lack of threaded crown. Except technically that Seiko SUS has a higher water resistance rating. JB said, with the super chat, says, Jory, I'm wearing the Bond Seamaster 300. Very, very cool. What do you think about the Chris Ward Trident 38mm? I've reviewed 2 Chris Ward Tridents. Love them. Badass. 38mm. How can you go wrong? Mikola says, I like their size. 35mm. Yeah, badass. So even smaller profile on the wrist than a Hamilton Khaki Field 38. How's my coffee? Great, because it's actually not coffee. It's English breakfast tea. Someone asked Laurent Ferrier versus F.P. Journe. I'm going to be honest. I don't covet F.P. Journe watches as much as like the rest of the watch world. I think that Laurent Ferrier is much more interesting. They're not as out there in design as F.P. Journe. They're not as, how will I say, rustic as F.P. Journe. I think that Laurent Ferrier is much more polished and modern and robust, whereas F.P. Journe is very much handmade. You can like tell it's a little bit rustic. I know that's going to be controversial to say, but I think everyone else in the watch world really covets FP Journe. I'm not saying they're trash. They're great watches. They're really impressive. I'm just not as enamored by them as everyone else. Oh, it's not. Jordan says, Jory, why is the Good Luck Kitty statue turned around backwards? Is it being punished for some sin? No, it's not. It looks like it is turned around, but it's because its face is very small. The facial features are very small, but it's actually facing us. Yeah. It is actually facing us. So. See? It's got a little bell. This reminds me of Link. Chattown, California, with the super chat says, "Are pre-ceramic sports Rolexes worth the price now?" Yeah, I think so, because I think that ceramic Rolexes are overrated. Guys, I've said this a million times. Adding ceramic to your watch is cool, I guess, but it's not like... I think that is kind of overrated. All ceramic does... Ceramic's very good at mitigating scratches and shattering. Those are two great things that ceramic does. Ceramic mitigates scratches and cracks. Those are two amazing properties of ceramic. The Half-Blood Prince with the super chat. Thank you so much. Jordan says, I can rest easy now. Show us Link. Linky! Linky! He's probably sleeping. He'll come in here. Linky! Oh, I hear him. Come here, buddy. Come here, buddy. Good boy. Good boy. Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening. Look at this big boy. Look at this big boy. He just woke up. Oh, he's tired, guys. He's very tired. I think he was napping. He just wants belly rubs and to take a nap. Look at him, dude. He's... Oh, sorry for waking you up, buddy. All right, let's read some comments, yeah? What's your favorite car of the ones you own? This might be a surprise to some of you guys. You want to go back and nap? Okay. You can take a nap down here. He'll be back. He's like, I'm gonna sleep here. Oh, good boy. No, he has a little, so what you can't see, I don't know how much you can see, but on this rack, on the lowest shelf, I've put some padding down, and he kind of just sleeps under that shelf. So that's kind of his little bed in here that he really enjoys. Oh, nope, now he wants to be back up here. Okay. Okay. He's like, nope, you called me in here, so I'm going to hang out in here. All right, so my favorite car out of the ones I own, believe it or not, is my Jeep. I think there's a lot of sentimental, emotional ties to it. I had it in New Hampshire. It went cross country with me here to California. I had it, exploring all the different places on the East Coast. and then everywhere in between. I've explored all over the West Coast. It's been, you know, many different people in my life I've met with that Jeep, went through college with me. It, you know, I built it with my dad, picking everything out for it. It reminds me of my dad. My dad had a Jeep, so it's kind of like, it's just, yeah, War Pig. Like, everyone loves War Pig, man. So I think it's, yeah, I think out of the vehicles I own, that is my favorite vehicle. Am I into vintage cars? Yeah, absolutely. My Porsche is almost vintage, which is insane to think about, because that was my poster car growing up, and now it's like, oh, it's, man, I'm getting old. I'm getting old. Jordan, wait, college? You can read? No, see, I flunked out. I flunked out. No degrees here, baby. LK, I wish I could find a decent TJ up here in Canada. Yeah. TJs are notorious for having rust issues. Last of the full metal Jeeps. And especially in Canada, you have to, yeah, there's, they have rust issues. Javier Vega says, Link sleeps under the shelf. Where does Gato sleep? Someone screenshot that comment and send it to Gato. That's, you know, hold on. I'm going to try to screenshot this comment, because that's fucking hilarious. Screenshotted. That is great. May Contain Bleach with a super chat says, I have a crush on the Rolex Air King. Watch underappreciated, or is it design putting off? Okay, so, or is it's design putting off watch buyers? Well, two things can be true at the same time. The design put off a lot of watch enthusiasts, and because of that, it's kind of underappreciated, right? But here's what I'll tell you. In 10 years, that watch is going to be worth a lot of money because it's the Rolex that everybody slept on. So it's the same thing that happened with the Explorer 2 Polar. Everyone slept on that watch, and now it's like the #1 watch everyone wants to have. So the same thing's going to happen with these root beers that came out in 2018. They did not sell well, believe it or not. The root beer, the GMT Master 2 root beer reissues, they didn't sell well. But in a few years, that's going to be the Rolex that is going to be big money, and everyone's going to be like, wait, these are actually really cool. So it's like, I made an episode like 6 months ago that if you want that Air King, you should get it. Ooh, anybody hear that? But good question, yeah. I mean, that new Air King, you either love or hate. That's what I'm going to say. Darren says, just got a 2021 Tacoma TRD. There's a Jeep Wrangler Rubicon in my future, though. Yeah, you won't regret it. Get a Rubicon. But your TRD Tacoma is badass, so enjoy that. Chris says, you've recognized that you seem a lot more chilled, relaxed, and you don't seem to take things so serious since some months. What changed in yourself? Cute cat. I have no idea what you're talking about. If there's one thing that I do pride myself in, it's remaining incredibly consistent. If you go to my first episode ever, I'm pretty much the exact same. The only thing is that I try to cuss less on camera, because I didn't realize that people would actually watch my channel, and some people actually watch it with their families. So I've sworn 5 times, I think, or in 5 episodes. How's the Porsche? Anything new? So, some of my regular viewers will know I just got my new wheels and tires put on. I got some BBS Sport Classic 2s and some SO1 pole position Potenzas put on. So, that's the newest thing, our wheels and tires, and boy, does it ride perfectly. But next up, I think I'm actually gonna be doing a half cage and some Recaro seats. LK says my family is Irish, lots of swearing. No, LK, I think you misinterpreted what I said. I swear a lot in real life, but on camera, I don't swear because I've had people write to me and being like, "Oh, my daughter, she says let's get down to business, and she's like 8," and I'm like, "Oh, probably shouldn't drop f-bombs if there's like 8-year-old like children watching my show." Juan says, I saw a Tag Heuer video. Thank you so much for the information. I will not mention that brand again. You're the best. Well, you can mention the brand again. Just understand that episode was only to give you some more information about my opinion. That's it. And some of what was in that episode is actually not my opinion. Some of them are like objective truths. Like Tag Heuer lied about their in-house movement. Like Tag Heuer, like they said that they had an in-house chronograph movement and they did this whole marketing campaign. Ends up, it was a freaking Seiko movement. So don't, like, come on. By the way, this part of my beard has been turning red lately. Is that okay? Am I gonna die? Jordan says, do it. Do a cuss, Jory. Do a bad word. Fudge. There, I said it. Fudge. I'm not even ashamed of it. Fudge. Did you get the pole position caltrop and oil trap dispensers? Oh my god. Yeah, I press a button on the shifter, and then the caltrops. Dude, that was like my favorite. That and like the shuriken was like my favorite ninja weapon. Amber says, wow, Jory said a naughty word. I'm gonna do it again, Amber. Fudge. I don't even care anymore. Fudge. Ha. Demonetize me, YouTube. Fudge, fudge, fudge. Jory, do you have any opinions on Garmin watches, especially the Mark series? So, the Garmin Instinct Tactical is really cool. However, I don't know if I would ever have use for the Jump Master app that like tells you your altitude and stuff. So I probably won't ever do that because I don't see any value in jumping out of a perfectly good airplane, but yeah. Lord Elgin says, I agree, Jory, do it. Scott Lawrence says, why half cage a streetcar? You dropped the F-bomb about 5 minutes ago. No, I didn't. I said fudge. I know I didn't swear. I don't swear during these live streams. Unless it's like a total accident, but I know I didn't today. Why half cage a streetcar? Because I want to run harnesses and proper seats so that my shoulders aren't sliding around. And instead of getting a harness bar, I want to run a half cage because no one's sitting in the back seats anyway. So half cage stiffens the chassis more than a harness bar does. And it's not as crazy in the front as a full cage. So there you go. The more you know. Bryson says finally pulled. Oh, by the way, he's not only a certified T3 bot, he's a moderator, so be on your best behavior. Finally pulled the trigger on a Manta. Well, Manta makes some of the best bracelets in the business, so that's super badass. Jory, answer Deb Raymond before they have an aneurysm and you have death on your conscience. Oh gosh. Jory, will you ever do an office tour? Maybe. I don't think, maybe for my channel members, but I don't think you guys will be that interested. It's where I work. Scott Lawrence says, when he asked Gato where you sleep, he said, F, that's funny. No, I think I said, that's so effing funny. But I think you misinterpreted. I actually didn't use the CK. I used the DG. So that's so fucking funny. Fudging. The more you know. What's my favorite adult beverage? Ovaltine. I don't drink. Jordan says, I'm kidding. Never put them on the never answer list. Take me off your list. Thank you very much, sir. And thanks for explaining the half cage. No problem, Scott. Yeah, I love talking shop about anything, man. So I don't want a full cage in my 911 because I'm not going to be wearing a helmet. So typically if you run a full cage with like a bar in the front, it's better to run a helmet. I want a half cage because no one's sitting in the back seats anyway, and a half cage stiffens the chassis and it also allows you to run a proper harness so that like your shoulders aren't moving around when you're cornering. Sakari 1138 certified T3 route with the super chat says, "Wow, YouTube's new auto swear filter is awesome. I swear you're actually saying fudge." Shh. Do I like the Save the Oceans Seiko? Yeah, that blue gradient is really, really cool. But it's not my favorite. And I'm talking about the turtle. I don't really like the samurai at all. Graham, thoughts on getting a Porsche Macan? So I actually test drove two of them. I test drove the S and the Turbo. This is controversial. The S drives better than the Turbo. Bizarre, I know. But I really enjoyed it. You are fairly high up, like you feel pretty high up. Like the driving position, obviously not as aggressive as a 911, but you feel pretty high up, still feels pretty stable. For some reason, the S drove better than the Turbo. Get a new Corvette. No, they're disgusting. Ovaltine, I was raised with that in the baby bottle. Yeah, that's you don't drink that as an adult. That's an adult beverage, guys. John, why don't you like the ocean? I do like the ocean. That's why I prefer the Oris Aquis Clean Ocean. I prefer that over the... Actually, you know what? I prefer the Tom Ford plastic garbage watch. So there, that's how much I love the ocean. Any concerns not having the H50 movement in the Hamilton khaki? Yeah, my concern is that the people that bought the H10 movement, or H50, blah, 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 H50 movement in the Hamilton, they overpaid for an ETA-based movement with a lower beat frequency. You're not going to be using that enormous power reserve. You're going to be much more happy having the smoother sweep. And guess what, guys? Those H movements from Hamilton aren't like in-house from the ground up. They're still ETA-based movements, but because ETA is owned by Swatch and Hamilton is Swatch, they can get around it and say that it's in-house. Is there another hand wound? Yeah, there's ETA hand wound movements, and then there's ETA-based H movements that are considered in-house by Hamilton, but it's like... Super Dude, can you drive stick? You need to try Ferrari gated shifters. Every car I own currently, which is 3, are 6-speed manuals. And I've driven a gated Ferrari shifter. Michael Velasquez, happy weekend, Jory, and everyone else. A very happy weekend to you. JB, how do I become a channel member? Well, during my episodes, right next to the subscribe button, towards the bottom of the screen, there will be a join button. And if you click that, it's like YouTube's Patreon, and it's $4.99. YouTube wanted me to do a tier system where it's like $4.99 is the lowest, and then they wanted me to do like 4 tiers. That's what they kept marketing to us creators when they did this. Like when they released the channel memberships, I was one of the earliest people to have them. I don't know how they choose the, like what brackets get them, but when they were unrolling these new things, certain channels get things before other channels. I was one of the earlier people to have channel memberships. They really wanted us to do tiered systems where it's like, they wanted us to have a $4.99 low tier, then like a middle tier of like $25, then one that was like $60, and then one that was like $99.99 or something like that. I'm not going to do that. $4.99 is where my memberships will stay. And again, that $4.99 might not seem like, it might seem kind of just superficial. The truth is, that allows me to film every day, literally every day. So thank you so much. Every one of my channel members, they did not have to support me. They're voluntarily supporting me, and it's a blessing to have people believe in the content I make so much that they want to, like, out of their generosity, but also just love for the content, they want to help out. It's amazing. Thank you so much. Dean, who is a certified T3 bot, says totally worth it. Dan Wazi, who's a very supportive member and an incredible writer, says join the T3 army, just do it, like Nike. But let me see. Super Dude says, is it $5 a month? Yes, it's $4.99 a month. And again, you can ask Gato, like, the freedom it gave us to film every day and put him on the payroll and get him like consistently editing, it's changed the channel in ways that, like, you can look pre-Gato versus post-Gato. It's really helped the channel out. So Lenny says, are you into fountain pens or mechanical pencils? Which ones do you like have? Okay, here's what I'll say. I am a casual. I'm absolutely a casual. This is what I write on a daily basis. By the way, if you ever purchase a watch from the Time Teller shop, you will get a letter written from me, like from hand. And it's going to be written with this pen. I'm always writing with this pen unless I'm like out hiking or something. Then I carry a Pilot G2. But this is a Meisterstuck rollerball. It's not a fountain pen because I'm left-handed, and with fountain pens, I tend to smudge a whole lot. I'm just not good with fountain pens, and this is just easier to write daily. And yeah, so I'm kind of a casual. I know that there's like a huge pen like community. I'm part of Pen 15 Gang. Everyone type in Pen 15 Gang. You can go to my website, penisland.com, penisland.com. But yeah, Pen 15 Gang, we all love these. This is the best office pen, and then the Pilot G2 is pretty much the only other pen I'll use. Sorry. penisland.com. JB, certified T3 bot to all. Jordan, penis gang. To all the new members, stay tuned after the stream goes live. Go to my community tab. When you go to the Time Teller YouTube page, click the community tab, and I send a secret message that only the certified T3 bots can read, and that will get you access to that members only Discord chat. Thank you so much. Joel, certified T3 bot, says, you know, one time Jory said something, let the people know what I've learned and why it's worth $5 a month. Well, it's worth $5 a month. I've learned so much, and I've been into watches for 40 years. Heck yes, Joel, such a great supporter. He is a certified T3 bot. The pigs in the blankets says, oink. Do I write ransom letters to Jordan? Only when he calls me in the middle of the night and he's like, yo, I need you to help clean something up real quick. I think I've made a mistake. um, Shifty eyes. What's my opinion on Marathon watches? They make Canadian design tool watches. Okay, Marathon watches are not my cup of tea currently. I'm going to be perfectly honest. They're not currently my cup of tea. Their big boy diver tool watch, the like chapter ring or whatever, such a deep set dial, kind of ugly, not cheap, but looks very cheap. No. Are you still loving your Boulder Sinai? Want to pull the trigger, but so bad because in CAD cost me around 800 Canadian. It's worth it. I absolutely love my Boulder Mount Sinai. That black coating with the contrast. I wear mine on a leather single piece. Okay, so I'm wearing mine on an American-made series Crown and Buckle chocolate NATO, but it's really like a single piece Zulu. I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite watches, and it's actually, out of all the watches I own, for some reason, that's Connie's favorite. Every time I wear it, she's like, ooh. She just loves that watch. So, Boulder Mount Sinai. It's 800 Canadian. It's worth it. Email, what's going on, bro? Super Dude says, Laurier watches, what's your thoughts? You know, they've written to me and they asked if I wanted to do a review. I said yes, and then they ghosted me. So maybe they are scared of my potential unfiltered opinions. Amber says, LOL, marathons are super utilitarian looking. They are. Their water resistance ratings aren't great, though, and they just, I don't know, man. I don't know. They're just not for me. Why you never talk about Tissot? If I talk about them when I talk about them. I mean, vintage Tissot is great. Currently, Tissot doesn't put out anything I'd like except for maybe the Powermatic 80 and then some of their heritage chronographs. Super Dude, I already told you about Laurier. AZ, Taz fan, Connie hijacked your watches. The only watch she's ever hijacked, let me see. She wore my Casio F91 a few times because it's smaller and it's easy to wear on her wrist. She has tiny wrists. And then once I let her put on my Reverso, and she digs it, but it's not something that she would like wear actually out. But I remember her really liking the Reverso. She's actually worn the Casio F91 like out before. I think she wore it actually to work, and it helps because it's a digital watch that she can read in the lab like easily. And then she really loves that Boulder Sinai, but not on her wrist. She just likes when I wear it. Jordan, let her. Yeah, I let her put it on, then I was like hovering over her the whole time, like, please be careful with my reverse. I'm just kidding. I wasn't concerned. She's a klutz, but I'm more of a klutz, so it's all good. Do I think Oris is a good value proposition? Yes, absolutely. The only issue is that they're going up market, and I made an episode talking about that. So we gotta, something to be aware of. We know who's in charge, Jory. It's cool. It's true. Link. Link is the correct answer there. Link is actually in charge. Both of us are always hovering over Link, being like, anything you need, Saya. Yes, right away, Saya. And Link's like, meow. And we're all like, what's my favorite YouTuber? You know, Connie's been watching a lot of like true crime stuff. And oh my gosh, I don't even know this chick's name. It's some chick that like she literally just tells true crime stories. And we've been watching it like while we've been like cooking or whatever. Connie will put it on in the living room. And I'm a big fan of true crime, so it's fun. I wish I knew this person's name. But as far as watch YouTubers, I hate all of them. I hate them. There's so much gossip and bickering. I hate all the watch YouTubers. I'm just kidding. That's what you guys want me to say. I'll tell you my favorite watch YouTubers. Adrian from Bark and Jack, Teddy Baltazar, Jody from Just One More Watch, Swiss Watch Gang, Federico. Great guys. I think you should watch all of them. But one of my favorite YouTubers who aren't watch people. I don't know. There's a whole lot that, excuse me. There's a whole lot of YouTube to consume. So I think that, oh man, I wish I knew this person's name. But yeah, true crime we've been going through a big true crime phase. You know what? I'll try to comment on the recorded playback part of this, the person that we've been watching. But yeah, Connie's been putting her on in the living room, and I was like, interesting. But some of the stories are, I'm gonna be honest, you gotta halfway pay attention to true crime. Because if you listen to too much of it, like some of it's kind of depressing and you don't want that on your conscience. You hear about some really bad things happening to people. And so you got to kind of just let it go in your ear and then out the other. AZ says, watch the Teddy vid just before coming to your stream. Awesome. Yeah. I think that everyone should be supporting all of these guys. Jordan's brain is so fried that he just tried to put a watch over the watch he was wearing already. You know, you have more arm, and you have another arm. Leonidas has a really interesting question. He says, all the Seiko reissues made me think about this question. If you could reissue any watch, which would you? Okay. So if I could reissue any watch, he says one being a Seiko and one being from any other company or watchmaker, which would it be? Very interesting question. So if I could reissue any Seiko, which would I reissue? 6139. And I would not change the specs at all. If I could reissue a Seiko 6139 and not change anything, not make it bigger, not do anything weird with the dial colors, if I could reissue the Seiko 6139, I would do that in a second. I think that's amazing. Yes, everything's fine. And then if I could reissue another watch from a company other than Seiko, it would be a Rolex 6062, okay? Why? Well, oh, the pigs in the blankets already... Yep, Rolex 6062. He already knew. The reason why is because Rolex, and a little bit of a sneak peek here, guys. I'm making a Rolex episode this week. You guys are going to be seeing it on Wednesday. And it's... Or actually, no, you're going to be seeing it Oh wait, you might see it today. I might release it today. So yeah, I might be talking about it today, so stay tuned for that. Rolex doesn't have any actually interesting complications with their Oyster cases, other than the Regatta Timer and the Sky Dweller. Those are the only two, like, high complication kind of watches. So I would love to see them bring back a triple date moon phase within the Oyster case. And I think that would be incredible. So the Rolex 6062, not make it bigger. I'm not saying 41 millimeters. I'm not saying 31 millimeters. I'm saying keeping it 36 or below. So, yeah, I think that would be incredible. But guys, we've been here. Oh, Dan Z Certified TDO says, we need another compilation video with all the YouTube watch folk. Like last year, the world needs this, people. I agree with you because we did a little complication. I got watches on my brain. We did a little compilation with each other at the beginning of 2020, and little did we know the train wreck that year would be. So maybe we need to start this year off again with a little compilation. Who knows? But we did a little compilation over on Adrian Bark and Jack's channel. If you want to check out that episode, we kind of spoke about what we were thankful for. Yeah, go ahead, flood that comment section and tell them that you were sent by the time teller. But guys, we've been here for 76 minutes. I'm going to wrap this up. I want to say thank you. You could have been anywhere today. You could have done anything you wanted, and you chose to be here with me, and that means a whole lot. I'm not kidding. That really means a lot to me. And I want to give a round of applause to my moderators. We can't do this without my moderators, them sending out links, them helping the people in the comment section, them banning people when they're being idiots. So thank you, moderators. Give them a round of applause. We can't do it without them. Thank you to my channel members, all the people with the green names and the little emoji of my face, little 8-bit emoji. We literally can't do this without them because they are the ones that are literally keeping this channel going. Like, I am on YouTube all the time, and it's because of them. So thank you to my channel members, my certified T3 bots. You guys freaking rock. We literally can't have the channel without you. And thank you to my viewers. I want to say thank you to not only the people here today, but also the people that are watching the playback. We make this content for you guys. There are a bunch of ways to support the channel, you know, shopping at my shop, checking out the affiliate links, doing all these things, but easily the most proactive thing you can do is just to watch this content and join in and comment and interact with me and just keep doing what you're doing. The fact that you're here watching this means a whole lot. So thank you. I'm going to give you guys a round of applause, and I'm even going to do a little wave clap for you, baby. And finally, I want to tell you 3 things. Number 1, you got to get out of your comfort zone, guys. I'm telling you, doing a live stream in front of people that initially I didn't know how it would be received. That was, you know, it was initially kind of uncomfortable. But it paid off because I get to hang out with all of you guys. So get out of your comfort zone, do something that kind of scares you, and I promise it'll work out. And number 2, tell someone you love them. You shouldn't have to go a moment without telling someone you love them. It's important, okay? Especially nowadays. We need to take inventory of who we have around us, and we should really tell someone you love them. And then finally, which is probably the most important, you got to tell yourself you love yourself, guys, okay? Don't forget about yourself, because again, I say this all the time. No matter where you go, you have to carry yourself with you. So you got to tell yourself you love them, and guess what? I love you. So there, deal with it. Have a great day, guys. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay blessed. You deserve everything in this world, and you got to work for it. Put your heart all in it, and you will win it. Put that on a t-shirt, baby. Put that on a t-shirt. Love you guys. I will see you on, there were a few tweaks that we had to make on the Friday rant, so that's coming out a little bit late. But I'm going to probably release it today, and it's a Rolex episode. Ooh. So stay tuned for that. So I'll see you there. and then I will see my channel members on the Discord chat. All right, guys. I love you. Have a great one, and I'll see you next time. I'm Jory Goodman, the Time Teller, and always remember, I didn't invent time. I just tell it. Pen 15 gang, baby. Pen 15 gang, penisland.com. Don't go there if you're little. Peace.